Menekaunee has been part of human history as long as humans have been in this region, going back to the earliest native peoples. It was an important social, sustenance, and even religious site. Since non-native peoples have come into this area, it was a very, very important fishing hub. And the community of Menekaunee that grew up here grew up fairly independent from Marinette, which is very close by. I think the people here still have a very independent streak and are very proud of their independent history.
The harbor used to be an industrial area years and years ago in the timber era of Marinette. The area was populated with sawmills, and a lot of the lumber that left here went down to rebuild Chicago after the great Chicago fires.
Over time, sediment deposited in the river by lumber and other industries, agriculture, and urban land use affected the depth and usability of the river and harbor. Much of the sediment was contaminated with industrial chemicals. In 1987, the lower Menominee River, including Menekaunee Harbor, was designated as an area of concern, a site in need of special attention for cleanup and restoration.
Most areas of concern around the Great Lakes have contaminated sediment as one of their primary problems. But then there's also a whole list of possible beneficial use impairments. Beneficial use impairment is basically a way in which the area of concern is not living up to its potential. For example, if you have a fish consumption advisory, that means that folks cannot eat the fish because of contamination, or they're limited in the amount, how often, or what kinds of fish they can eat.
6 of 14 possible beneficial use impairments, or BUIs, were identified in the lower Menominee River. Since most were related to contamination, removing and disposing of contaminated sediment was an important first step. Sediment removal opened the door for additional improvements in habitat health, navigation, and recreational opportunities.
I think folks have worked together very well, not only between the two states, between the municipalities here, the counties, and also the federal government through the US EPA. I think the sky's the limit. It's whatever people are willing to put their time and effort and money into to restore this area.
Thanks to the efforts of project partners over many years, extensive restoration work is now underway in the harbor. Clean, dredged sediment has been used to improve the wetland area. Invasive plants are being removed and replaced by native species, which provide food, shelter, and nesting and spawning habitat.
Restoring some of that, I think, is going to be very important for fish populations within the lakes, return of some native species, and even control of some invasive species, too.
As cleanup and restoration continue, beneficial uses will be restored, and eventually, the area of concern designation will be removed.
If we can lift that designation from this area, that'll resonate through the population, and encourage people to come here knowing that the environmental concerns have been removed.
The people here along these rivers, regardless of what their background is, they're very interested in what happens to this river. It's kind of if you build it, they will come. If you restore this, people will enjoy it, and we'll have a healthier community and a much healthier natural environment in this region.
The economic aspects of this harbor project will hopefully spill out into the surrounding areas, and hopefully we'll see more shops, more economic development, perhaps even some hotels and condominium development around the Menekaunee area. I think this is a wonderful project. The City of Marinette is very grateful to the other partners for stepping up and helping us complete this project that we envisioned for the last 30 years.